Hey guys, welcome back to the BAE podcast. I'm your host, Miss West Creative Coach, and I'm super excited to have my homegirl, Terri. I call her Terri with the credit repair. Terri, introduce yourself for the people before we get started.
Yes, hi everybody out there. Listen, I am super excited to be here. I cannot wait to kind of just dig in, talk to you all. I am a personal business credit guru. I know I look young, but I have over 20 years of experience. I used to actually work for a TransUnion. So I'm in this space because my goal is to empower and to educate and to give people the tools and the resources they need to actually do this on your own. I'm not writing your letter. I'm about to show you how to do it yourself so that you can be empowered and so you can grow it, maintain it, and then we can leverage our credit to build wealth. Proven system.
I love it. Y'all, listen, I thought I had the energy. No, I don't got nothing on Terri. And Terri, I just love your energy. Do me a favor and see if you can turn up your mic. If you can, I can hear it, but it's not like blazing. And I want to make sure that the audience can hear you.
Okay.
So we're going to get started. Thank you so much for being here. And as you know, the series is called Dear Fear series. And so when you heard of the Dear Fear series and I asked you to be on the podcast, like what immediately came to your mind?
So I actually love that you're doing this. And one of the biggest things that came to my mind is it's necessary. I wish more people talked about it because honestly, I'm just going to be candid. I don't know how to be me. I feel like sometimes social media can be a blessing and a curse. Yeah. Because it makes people look like, I started this business, I started investing, started going after my dream, my destiny, my goals. And, Monday I started my business. Tuesday I was a multimillionaire and life is perfect and is amazing. And how many people know it does not happen like that? A lot of doubt, fear, uncertainty, like a lot comes into going after your dreams and your goals and kind of stepping outside your comfort zone. So I was like, I'm so happy that you created a space, right? For people to really talk about what it looks like behind the scenes, because when someone else is going through it, if they can know that this is normal, this is part of the process, this is part of the journey, it can encourage them to keep going. You have to grow through it. So I was like, yeah, let's talk about it.
Amazing. And so this is my question for you, because people see us doing our thing, excited, pumped up. But when we turn the camera off and life is really going on, like, let's just keep it a buck, right? Like literally, I just made the transition to being a full-time entrepreneur. And the reason was because I was out here frauding. And what I mean by that is I'm teaching my clients, walk full in your powers, make sure you have balance, self-care. You can't pour out from an empty cup. But guess what, sis? That's what I was doing, pouring from an empty cup. So when you talk about imposter syndrome, even though I specialize in that, I teach that, I wasn't practicing what I was preaching.
Amen.
And I think that those things start eating at us, whether it's fear, whether it's worry, doubt, mental health, and it's going to end up catching up with us at some point.
Yes. So first of all, let me just say that I commend you. I think it is amazing that you're transparent about that and sharing it, because more people need to know that sometimes you jump out there and you may not be 100% ready to jump all the way out there, but still do it. Do it despite the fear, because if you are truly committed, if you stay disciplined, if it's truly your passion and your gift, that it will manifest. So you speaking it, learning it, pouring into other people made it manifest for you. And so what I want people to know is that this journey looks different for everybody. Do not beat yourself up for the setbacks, for the failures, for the things that don't go as planned, because it's normal. And if you stay the course, then everything you're speaking, it will come true. It honestly will. And it was the same way when I left my job. It really, really honestly was.
I love it. No, I agree. It's like, in order to even make a breakthrough, you got to believe that it's even possible, right? And at the end of the day, everybody's journey is different. Like, it took me about a year to make the decision. I would be indecisive. I would talk to people about it. I would map out the date and it would pass, and the next month will come, the next month will come. But sometimes it takes one thing. And it's not saying that the job was bad. It wasn't the job. It was me.
Yeah.
I wasn't being fulfilled. I wasn't maximizing my potential. It's not up to them to make me feel like I'm enough. Yep. It's up to us.
It's the truth. It's
so,
the truth. And it could be that light bulb moment. Sometimes there's one thing that you hear, you see that just gives you that added like push to actually go out. I try to be, I'll be honest. So because I'm in the financial space, I try to be responsible with my language, right? Because I don't want to say, go quit your job. And then people got mortgages and kids and everything else. They're like, the credit experts have told me to quit my job and now I'm in foreclosure, right? Like I try to be responsible. But one thing I do know, and I'm just going to say, because I got to be me, is that when that safety net is gone, you grind a different way. When the safety net, when you don't have that paycheck, your language goes to, I'm interested in this. I hope it works. Baby, this gotta work. And that's literally that overdrive, that knowing the safety net is not there is what catapults you into the next level. You're right.
You're right. And I know, you know, Neo, he said it has to work or it has to work. Period. Listen, I've even noticed my essence, my demeanor, my swag is different from a week ago.
It is.
I am calm. Yeah. I'm centered. Before it was all these things in my mind I gotta do, everything was rushed. Now my daughter be like, you good? I'm like, I'm straight. Like no more pressured irritability because I have capacity for me.
Yes. I always talk about, you know, my brand is about building wealth, but people always equate that to money. And what they don't realize is that what I'm talking about is freedom. Yeah. When you work in your gift and your purpose, you buy back your time, you buy back your freedom. I promise you, there is no feeling in the world like being able to wake up and control your day from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. You can have a super crazy day, you can take off, you can do whatever, and you work hard. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that's where the discipline comes in, because when you're self-employed and your money is coming from you, you have to put in the work to manifest it because there's no safety net. But the peace that you get from knowing that you were able to create a lifestyle from your gift, from your passion, from your purpose, and especially like your brand is, you have a spirit of service, so you can create a lifestyle for yourself while blessing other people. Priceless. Had I known it was like this, I would have did it a lot sooner. I left my job in 2016. I would have done it sooner had I known that this is what it was like. This life is more than attainable for so many if they would just believe bigger, faster.
Ooh, believe bigger, faster. So I think about Marshawn Evans' book, Believe Bigger, but let's put that little subtitle on there, faster. Okay?
Faster.
So tell me, Terri, like, what's your story and what's your relationship with fear?
Oh my gosh, how much time you got? I know. Let me just say, you know, honestly, so, you know, I know when you introduced me and talk about me, everybody equates me with credit repair, but to be 1,000% honest, this chose me. I did not want to be in the credit repair space at all. I worked for TransUnion and people that knew that would stop. I used to get stopped. But look, I'm a little bit older. Before social media, before YouTube, before Instagram, when I would have conversations, I would always get stopped and be interrogated about credit. So what it did for me is I stopped saying it at all. I didn't want anybody to know, but I was so passionate about it because looking good on paper honestly changed my life. And I tell people, when you look at someone, you never know their story. So I was somebody who came from foster care, group homes. Both of my parents struggled with addiction. I had my first son when I was 17 years old. So the dialogue, right? You're going to be on welfare. You're not going to graduate high school. You ruined your life. And what they didn't realize is the thing that was meant to break me is the thing that became my reason why. Yep. I was out here wilding. Look, I wasn't this person. I didn't know about personal development or ET or affirmations. But what did happen is when I found out I was going to be a mother at 17, I was like, not my son, not the way my life is set, not the way my destiny, like he will not grow up like me. Nope. And I started working for the credit bureau and I ended up buying my very first house at the age of 21 when I only made $14 an hour, y'all.
Wow.
$14 an hour because I learned how to leverage my credit. So when all my girlfriends were going to Miami and girls trips and all this, and all these girls trips, I was buying a house. That was my very first, that was my aha moment. That was my belief moment. And that's when I realized that you can change your life. If you learn how to legacy build, you learn how to look good on paper, if you truly learn how to leverage. And from that point on, the story kind of wrote itself. And now the reason why people kind of say I sound different, my brand is different, my views are different, is because the difference is my testimony. This is not a gig for me. This is not a hustle for me. This is not a fad for me. It changed my life, and I'm grateful. I'm living a life I never imagined. I'm living a life that nobody else saw from me either. So now my give back is letting other people know that, listen, stop wasting your credit score on red bottoms and Louis bags and Nordstrom and start learning how to get income producing assets. That way you can still create lifestyle and legacy and also bless other people and be responsible. Let your assets play for your fun. And so that led to all of this.
Wow. So you just unpacked a lot. Thank you for your vulnerability. And you're right. People don't know our story. Me too, when it comes to both parents addicted to crack cocaine or fill in the blank, right? And the thing about it is, our story is not for us. It's for everybody else. It's for those who think that because this happened to me, I can't do this. Because I went through this, I am not worthy. That's false. Actually, you are worthier because you have the resiliency muscle to get through and withstand the test of times. But it takes a mindset reframe to even be empowered by your past instead of dragged by your past.
It's what you said, look, is a mouthful, because I just recently started sharing that because the fear is that people will judge you. The fear is being embarrassed. The fear is like, all the people like, just everybody has an opinion, right? Like everybody has something to say. And so we look so polished, we look so professional, we look so everything is all put together. But it's because you hit rock bottom. Like I've had a lot of money in the bank, and I've also gotten my clothes from the Salvation Army. You know what I mean? Like I've been all the way up and all the way down. So it's because I know what that feels like, because I had to grind my way here, that not only do I not want to ever go back there, but now I'm empowered to show other people that there's another way. That's how your story started, but you are the author of your story. You rewrite the ending of it. And if I have a knowledge, skills, and experience to help you, then that's what I do, because that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. And I wish there was a word higher than grateful, because I tell you, I pray daily. I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful. And that's why my purpose is to help other people do the same,
I love it. So what would you tell that person that has endured childhood trauma, endured maybe being exposed to domestic violence, chaotic upbringing, maybe having several kids at times when they didn't feel that they were ready, right? And they are thinking that quote unquote baggage or that past is in the way of them being their true selves. Like, what would you say to that person?
The thing that I learned is that we are not a victim of our circumstances. Your mindset, you can say, I'm behind the odds. I have the odds stacked against me because of my circumstances. Or you can say that because I've started here, that's my motivation to go harder. You can say, because this is how it started and I did not really play a role in it. Like when you're a child, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of being lonely, a lot of what ifs, a lot of questioning God, why me? I'm a little kid. Why am I bouncing around like this? Like you go through, it's a lot mentally. You feel unloved, unwanted, you feel unaccepted. Like it's a lot. But every day you wake up is a brand new day to get it right. And that thing, instead of being, oh my gosh, this is what's happening to me, you start to be like, I don't want to live like this anymore. How can I control the next step of my life? And you use that to empower you to create a plan, to create next steps. Guys, one thing I want everybody to know is just any step in the right direction is progress. Sometimes you don't go from being on, public assistance to being a multimillionaire, but you may go from going from a shelter to a studio apartment. You may go from a studio apartment to, a 1-bedroom and then buying a house. You may go to having a house where you and your girlfriends, the three of you, because that's all you could do, but you guys all work on the mortgage. So every step is progress. Guys, don't dismiss the humble beginnings. Don't dismiss how far you've come. I think we tend to look at where we want to go and we're like, oh my gosh, I have so much work to do. But take a minute to enjoy the level you're at now and remember where you were a year ago or 2 years ago and say, look how far I've come. Baby, I have arrived. Like, I am on my way. That's what you need to say. Like, I ain't where I want to be, but I ain't where I used to be. Amen?
Amen.
Yes.
Listen, and what I want to add was give yourself grace.
Yes.
It's not supposed to be perfect because perfect does not exist.
At all.
Right? What works for you? What's the timeline for you?
Yes.
It's your journey. But I think comparison syndrome and us being distracted by the shiny object and that person over there winning, that person launched their course and made 100K, The thing is, it's a facade. We really don't know what's going on. All we know is what we see in the reels and in the stories.
Listen, and a lot more people have a lot of failed attempts before they got to that big one. I wish that more people used their platform to say, yes, I'm here now, but let me tell you about the 3 courses I did that didn't go anywhere. Yep. Or the 2 that, like, that's the part that I think that we have to talk about more. So I appreciate this platform because you're going to, look, I had somebody in my group coaching say, I'm scared of failing. I said, but you're going to fail. Like that's part of the process. Like those are the things that you learn from. And so like I'm a real estate investor also. I can't tell you how many mistakes I made. We don't have enough time. I'm a good investor now because of all the mistakes that I made. Because now when I teach people, I guess this is the good, this is the bad. So don't comparison. That's a horrible thing right there. It really is. What I would say is the only person you're competing against is who you were yesterday, not anybody else. You're competing against the person you were yesterday. You run your own race, period.
Knock on wood, let me pinch you. I love it. So transitioning just a little bit. I asked this question to my guests a lot. What would you tell the 17-year-old Terri?
Woo, child. So, and I take stuff like this very, very seriously, because we always smile and everything, but that was a dark place. 17-year-old Terri was in hopeless, lost, confused, worried, a mother out here on her own, like a mess. And what I would say, honestly, and I would keep it simple, I would say, hold on. Like, just get up every single day because it's going to get better. And if you can muster up the strength to just keep on going, I got you. It's going to happen because you're anointed, you're destined, and because you want it. And when you have that burning desire, it doesn't always manifest when you want it, but it will manifest. You just have to keep going. That's it. And the other thing I want to say is, and I say this a lot, like, don't let what you see make you forget what God said, make you forget that vision, make you forget that dream. If you had that vision, you had that dream, you had it for a reason. That means you are equipped right now. You are equipped right now to make it manifest. You don't have that vision, that dream for no reason at all. And so just keep going, period.
I love it. So I'll do mine as well. So my 17-year-old self, I would tell her to enjoy your childhood. Stop trying to be grown. Stop trying to get jobs and work and make money because you're going to have your whole life to do that. Enjoy the present moment and be fully present in the present moment. Right? I was a senior in high school, working full time, doing all the things. Now, mind you, and I shared this on my last session. Let's ask why. Why would a 14-year-old be lying on the application to work? Well, that's
the same story.
That's when we get into the trauma. When you're at home by yourself and your needs are not being met and you're the only person that can meet them, you think, I need a job. I need to go make money. Let me forge some stuff. Let me cut out the little letters and get the copier and rig up some stuff. Arrest me if you want. I don't know if I'm arrested, but I might have to cut this part out. But my point is, I was lying on applications so I can make money. I was in the store stealing so I could present a specific self that I was not, right? But God. And the reason why I wouldn't take anything back is because I would never put my daughter in a position where she would even have to think or function in that kind of capacity.
Right.
You don't know what it means to struggle because I broke the cycle. I am breaking the cycle. It's still current.
Yes.
I would tell my 17-year-old self to relax, enjoy the moment, because you can't get it back.
You cannot get it back. It's so crazy that you say that, because I remember back in the day, maybe aging myself, you needed working papers, right? And I was the same thing. I mean, I can't even tell you how many jobs. I done worked at Arby's, Mrs. Fields, Claire's, plastic surgeon, like, because mommy and daddy weren't quite right. And I didn't want to keep them getting in DHS in the system. Yep. So I'm buying my own school clothes and I'm buying books and all these things and trying to make it look crazy. And it's a lot. But I will say this, everything happens for a reason, because that work ethic. Yep. I don't care what anybody knows me. I don't care. Y'all can say she's loud, she's extra. You can say whatever you want about me, but one thing you can't say is I don't work. Okay. One thing you cannot say is I don't work. And that work ethic, that it has to happen, is what has helped me transition into being a self-employed entrepreneur and leading other people through the valley. How many of you know that you need to go through the valley to be able to then lead other people out of it? Mm-hmm. And you're a testament because you went through it yourself. So you're never looking at people from judgment or sympathy. You have empathy because you've been there. Exactly that. And then me being a therapist, the trauma led me to being a therapist, because I said, I want to help as many families as possible not have to go through this turmoil. And so that additionally helps me to have a different kind of empathetic, high emotional intelligence when it comes to people. So that's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother podcast. Whole nother podcast. And so listen, I usually have us talk to fear, but I feel like we've been talking to fear the whole time. And actually we've been thugging out on fear. Like the word doesn't even exist. And I'm so excited. So let everybody know, like, what is it that you can help them with? When I think of blank, I need to think of Terri, because you are in the pocket with it. What would that be? And where can they reach you? Absolutely. So I teach people how to leverage their personal and business credit to build wealth. Guys, we were not meant to work, pay bills, and die. You are supposed to live abundantly and have prosperity and also have legacy, right? How many people know that you can't you have to elevate yourself sometimes, that way you can go back and reach and help some other people. And so when you think about wanting multiple streams of income, when you think about wanting to retire yourself, when you think about wanting to retire your husband or your wife, take care of your parents, pay for your kids' college, actually have a business and leverage that EIN to then have multiple more income so you can help and bless other people, I'm the person you go to. There are a lot of people in credit repair, but guess what? When you want the big money, the 6 and 7 figures, you come to me, because I specialize in helping people get the big money and also in real estate investing as well. And so I have a YouTube channel. So I started my YouTube channel in March of 2020 during COVID-19, guys. I need you guys to hear this. For people who could not invest in services, but actually needed help with their personal and business credit to actually have another way. That's a free resource for the community. There's nothing but love. It takes a lot of time, but people have been blessed and have had results. And then for me, you can do strategy sessions. I have an online course, Credit Leverage Lifestyle, where I teach people how to leverage their personal and business credit. I have workshops. I do private lessons. I have lenders. We had lenders on last night. And so I'll give you the blueprint, but then I also give you the resources to actually execute. And then I also have group coaching too, for people, group coaching and one-on-one coaching for people who want to take it to a whole nother level. And so best way to reach me is on Instagram, Care Credit Tools. Instagram, Care Credit Tools, or if you go to YouTube and you type in Terri Couser, I will pop right up. I'll be like, good morning, winners. That's me. I love it. Again, thank you so much, Terri, for coming on. I love what you're doing. I even connected with you on the business credit tip. I'm in the process. Thank you for connecting me with them. And guys, if anything that you heard resonated, make sure you follow Terri, follow myself at Miss West Creative Coach. And then lastly, if fear is standing in the way of you launching a business or launching a specific idea that helps you to share your gifts, then I'm your girl. I help take you from confusion to clarity, which helps you build confidence. And that's how you get to the cash. And so tap in with me. I have a 90-day accelerator that helps you build your business from start to scratch. Let me know if you're interested. Click the link in my bio and down below. Also, to learn more about Terri, everything is going to be in the show notes. Thank you again, Terri, for coming to the BAE podcast on the Dear Fear series. And guys, we'll see you next time. See you later.